Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back in another video. I know I just made one just a minute or so ago, but I did actually want to make this yesterday, technically, but I didn't quite get around to it, unfortunately. I'll get organised enough to do it, but it's an idea I've thought about for quite a while. But I think that Celtic FC should be reparated because, well, it's an idea I had that in the past there was a lot of discrimination. There was a lot of discrimination. In fact, there's unfortunately it still exists against the Irish, Catholic Irish, or the Irish generally, in Glasgow, who came to work a long time ago. So there's been a lot of discrimination. I'm not a Catholic myself, but I think there has been a lot of discrimination against. I'm not sure if it was just the Catholic Irish or just Irish people generally who came to work in Glasgow. So I think that due to that discrimination and all the problems that were faced by the Irish diaspora, in my opinion, it would be a worthy cause or worthy sort of thing to give a reparation for them. And I suppose because most of the people of Irish descent, probably in Glasgow at least, or even Scotland generally, well, certainly in Glasgow, support Celtic. I think that it would go some way to sort of reparating the Irish community by helping reparating Celtic for all the things that the Irish went through, like discrimination based on like the famine, like Rangers fans singing things about the famine, or like saying that the Irish immigrants should go home, or that they shouldn't be able to celebrate their Irish roots, or things like that, which even happen, unfortunately, even today by some members of Rangers fans or whatever. And even just generally facing discrimination, I think there is a case, in my opinion, and that's why I want to put forward that idea and hopefully take that idea forward and see if other people agree with me and if there's a way to make that sort of happen. And that could be money that goes towards the club. I know I mentioned in my last video that I just made that I think Celtic should be tax exempt, and maybe that could be for all the charity work that we do, I'll say as a fan. But I think also, I think this could, I'm not sure what the right amount of reparation would be for Celtic, for the Irish community, basically in Glasgow, which hopefully they'll spend on supporting the club, because hopefully that will make the Irish community happy to see the club do well financially, and hopefully that will translate on the pitch as well. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what a fair amount would be for what happened with the Irish community, like all the problems they face with like job discrimination for jobs, or just general discrimination, sometimes even being attacked physically or things like that. But I think there is a good case for it, and I'd love to hear other people put forward their opinions of why, hopefully in a respectful manner. They're probably not very likely, but put forward their views of reasons for or against such a thing, and if so, what would be a fair amount, or things like that. I know, as I say, I know I mentioned I'd love Celtic to be tax exempt, because I don't think it's fair to make Celtic fans pay for the military or royal family, or things we don't. Probably most Celtic fans don't agree with, especially not the royal family. Some Celtic fans might disagree with me on that one, especially the military. Like some probably do support the military and all that, but not something I would personally agree with. But yeah, I think that it would be fair to see. Sorry if my argument or my points of view are not very coherent, because I've made this video quite late, it's like nearly 2 a.m. here. But yeah, I think there is, as I say, my justification for saying so would be like the things Irish people have gone through, like being attacked, being denied jobs, being discriminated against in so many different ways, which would be interesting to hear people in the comment section of the Irish diaspora, or Irish people in Glasgow or Scotland generally, even talking about discriminations they face of being either Irish or Catholic or both, in terms of jobs, education, or other such things, or even verbally or physically, what they've had to go through, like verbal or physical attacks by people because they're Irish, Catholic, or Catholic, or whatever. I say I'm not Catholic myself, but I think that it's still a negative thing to discriminate against any community, whatever background they are. And and things like so I think that could be a separate issue to what I talked about in my previous video about tax exemptions for the charity work we do. This was more like reparations for things that the Irish community went through. And again, I think it'd be interesting to find a certain amount of money, which would be fair. But I'd love to see Celtic get as much funding from the government and like even lottery funds as possible, and like work with charities and NGOs as well. And hopefully also like if the club does get more money, hopefully as well as investing in best possible manager, coaches, coaching staff, players, 5-10 year plans, football directors, and hopefully investing that money wisely in not just spending money for the sake of it, but spending money on better players and who are going to contribute to the team more, not just individually, but as a team, and really want to play for the team as well. Hopefully, and really be proud to play for Celtic and like put in 100% as well. But also, like as I say, spend that money, invest that money wisely, but also donate to charity and things like that, and do a lot both in Glasgow itself and around the world. Especially about helping young people to get into football, like especially in developing countries like parts of Africa and Asia, as well as Glasgow itself, and also Ireland and places around the world, especially that have gone through colonization as well, especially that are developing countries. So I think that's all I can think of, and I'd love to hear other people's for and against arguments of whether, first of all, the Irish community should be reparated in Glasgow for what they've been through, and if so, should that money go towards Celtic? And hopefully the Irish diaspora will donate it something towards Celtic, so that's something you can tangibly see, which would be used in a very positive way. And I think hopefully it would help Celtic to be more successful and win more trophies, which will hopefully make people happier, which I think is the most important thing. We hopefully help the Irish diaspora be happy, which I think is the most important thing. Anywho, I am out. As ever, please let me know what you think.